Welcome back. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope you had a fantastic Christmas. Also, I hope you have a fantastic New Year's as well. Today's video is all about a 433, my favorite 433 this year. We're using it at Norwich on stream at the moment. If you're missing out, well, you are missing out. You are missing out. Make sure you go and follow me at Twitch TV/RDF Tactics. 100% butcher that. Never matter, it's going to be in the description below. But today we are going to be looking at a 433. Why it's my favorite? Simply because it's not a plug and play. There's many things you can do with it, many tweaks in order to help you be successful. But now let's have a look. Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed, like this video as well, that sort of stuff. It really does help this channel and this video grow. I stress it every video, but it's very important. Also in the comment section, you can let me know what video I should do in the future. So what we are going to do now at the moment, we are going to look at the results that we got with our Norwich City. We are now in the fourth season, but every season has been wonderful. We were expected to get promoted from the championship, but we absolutely smashed it. We got the record number of points as well, 116 points. We played 46 games, we won 37 of those, drawing 5, losing 4. Let's have a look at those 4 losses. 2 against Sheffield United, 1 home, 1 away. Of course, we lost 4-2 away to Burnley, and we lost 2-1 to Stoke. That was in our first season. Second season though, we got promoted to the Premier League. Surprise, surprise. We qualified for the Champions League in our very first season. We finished 5th. Lucky enough, that was enough to qualify because of the new Champions League format. Thank you, UEFA. But we got into the Champions League. It's our first season inside the Premier League. The second season in the Premier League, we finished 3rd. So we are improving. Now we're in our 4th season, 3rd season in total in the Premier League. And currently, we're sitting on top of the league. And we've got a game which we are going to play in this video just so we can see how the tactic plays out. Now, luckily, I have a saved file from the first season, I believe. We played 34 games. This is a saved file. I'm not sure why we even saved this file here separately, but I have gone all the way back to our first season in the championship. If we look at the league table, the team overview, you can see that we scored the most goals so far, 93 goals. Middlesbrough, the team that scored the second most goals, is only on 62. We've scored 93. Most shots for, fewest shots against, so we're going forward brilliantly, and we're also defending really well as well. Best pass completion, we've just about made it in the top 8, and for average possession we come in 2nd, but we're not necessarily a possession based side. Most tackles won, not in the top 8. We completed the most dribbles, most clean sheets. We are joint 2nd at the moment, and for the fewest conceded at the moment, we are in 2nd place. Top goal scorers, Adam Eder, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Adam Eder, 29 goals in how many starts? 24 starts. This guy absolutely broken on Football Manager. When we're talking about OP players and OP this guy is OP. OP, no second thoughts about it. Looking at the top assists, we got 3 guys in the top 8. We got 3 guys again in the top 8 when it comes to most shots for. Most man of the match awards, Adam Eder. I mean, of course. Most key passes, Marcelino Nunez, absolute fantastic player in the championship. Max Aarons is there in 5th place as well. Best pass completion, Tim Krul. Most tackles won, Todd Cantwell, surprisingly working really hard in that high press. Dribbles made, Max Aarons with the most dribbles made. The left back come in, well, 8th place. And then most clean sheets, Tim Krul's in that list, and fewest conceded. Tim Krul also makes the list. Now, I can show you a lot of data from this season, but in all truthness, we do change the tactic a lot. And that is one of the great things about this 433. It's tweakable, very tweakable. If it's not suitable for your team, if your team's not quite elite, then you can do a tweak to make it suitable for your team. Or if your team's one of the best teams in the game, then you can tweak it to make it even more powerful. But what should we do first? Should we play a game or should we look at the tactic? I believe we should play a game. Yeah, let's play a game. Before we go any further, this video is sponsored by the amazing PC Specialist, amazing company. But we do have a fantastic offer for you today. £30 off your first order or any order. £30 off any order using my code RDF. The link will be in the description below. But we are looking at the website, and you can do some great things on this website. What we can do is configure a custom PC. If we scroll down a little, we can kind of view the custom PC, the custom gaming PCs, the custom streaming PCs. If you're an office bloke, get an office PC. If you're a workstation gal, get a workstation PC. But today we can focus on a streaming PC. If we configure it, then we can kind of look at the systems at our price range. Now I've got about £2,000 in my pocket. That's a lie. It's a lie. I'm skint because it's Christmas. But if I did have £2,000 in my pocket, I would kind of configure this PC here. And then it's a great PC. It's already configured, but if you want to add some things yourself, you can. You can choose the core components. You can change the processor, the motherboard, the memory, graphics card. You can change it. You can make it custom for yourself, and you can have yourself a fantastic PC. Now, if you're wondering what PC I've got from PC Specialist, well, we can look at my specs right here. Now, I'm not gonna make out like I'm this massive computer guy and I know what everything here means. If I'm honest with you, I don't. But I know a lot of these things are fantastic. I've got a fantastic PC. A lot of you guys can see my Football Manager on stream as well, how well it runs, and it's because I have this fantastic system from PC Specialist. Don't forget, you guys do have £30 off all orders using the code RDF, and such a great, fantastic company. I'm wearing their socks. If I, yeah. Some PC Specialist socks. So fantastic company. Go and check them out. Maybe it's not a PC you want. Maybe you just want to upgrade. Maybe there's a little part, a component that you want in your PC to upgrade. Make sure you check out PC Specialist and use my code. Let's get back to FM. My viewers on Twitch might not be extremely happy. I mean, they're going to log in and they're going to see that we've already played Norwich versus West Ham, but we're currently sitting on top of the table. It's a big game. If I press continue, actually, we're playing on the Sunday. This is the Saturday. So let's wait until we see the results and let's see where we are sitting at the table after the results. So the Saturday games are done and you can see Liverpool won, Manchester City won. Who else has got 3 points here? Manchester United got 3 points. Wolves got a draw. That means that Norwich has dropped down to 5th place. But should we win this, we should go back on top of the league. So hopefully we actually do win this, because again, the viewers are not going to be happy. They are not going to be happy. So my team is all set out. We've got Alban Lafont in goal, Max Aaron's right back, Issa Diop, and I can't pronounce that guy's name, but he's a very good centre back, left-footed as well. Emmanuel Valerie at left back, Tyler Adam as our holding midfielder, Samuel Ritchie, or Ricky is it, in central midfield, Romeo Lavia also in central midfield. We've got Endrick on the right-hand side, Vitor on the left-hand side, and then Adam Eder to finish off that front three. Is a good front three as well. So let's go, the Norwich boys. Hopefully we do get the 3 points today. So we've got is this a throw in? It's Max Aaron throws it to Ritchie. Here's Lavia inside the box. Lavia drives, and what a save that is by Hedo. And it's now a corner to the City. Here's Vito. He's about to whip it in, but I believe they're going to header this. Oh no, it's a header towards goal, but no problem for Hedo, the goalkeeper. Here's Max Aarons with another attacking throw-in, but they get the ball out. Here's Suchek. Oh, problem for the counter-attack is on. Here's Lucas Paqueta for West Ham. Skamaka, heavy touch, loses the ball. Here's Pablo Fornals, though. It's mayhem. It's carnage. Here's Endrick, though. Counter-attack. Adam Eder, he's broken. He doesn't usually miss from there, but he misses today. And what a save again by Hedo. It's another attacking throw-in. Here's Max Aarons, Ritzy. I need to get this guy's name right. I should have Googled it first. I should have Googled it, people. Here's Max Aarons, whips it in far post, Victor Ruick, and that is a nice, comfortable save for Hedo. He throws it out to Dan Burn. Dan Burn back to Kurt Zuma. We have actually forced them inside. That's one of the tweaks that I made for the season. Skamaka, he loses that. Here's Tyler Adams. Issa Diop out wide to Max Aarons. Aarons is going to drive. He finds Endrick. Endrick's inside the box and he's not going to miss from there. And it's Norwich City 1, West Ham 0. And we are back on top of the table. Maybe just for now. Maybe just for now. But that was a nice footballing goal. Max Aarons down the right back. Down the right-hand side. Plays it down the line to Endrick. And there we are. What a goal for Endrick. And what a goal for Norwich City. And that puts us 1-0 ahead. Here's Issa Diop at the back, plays it out wide to Max Aarons. So we're going to kind of look at the shape from here. It's a 4-3-3. You can see the right back there, the two centre backs, and then the left back, my holding midfielder there. The left side of central midfielder, kind of a box-to-box. And then we have a Mazzala. I'm actually giving you some spoiler alerts, but it's kind of just to show you the shape and what the shape should look like. Of course, Ritzy's supposed to be higher up, but also a little bit wider, affecting play in these wider areas. That is why we're using the Mazzala. Again, one of the tweaks. We were using a central midfielder on attack before, but our two wider players I would say they kept being isolated. We weren't that effective down the flanks. I felt that if we just added another body there, we could be really, really dangerous down in the wider areas. So I used the Mazzala on support, and you can see Ritzy here. He's trying to help out in those wider areas, and we lost the ball. But here's Endrick on the ball. Here's Ritzy now. Plays a lovely ball to Adam. Oh, Adam Ida's got to bury that, but he is offside. Here comes West Ham now with a chance of their own, with a dangerous free kick, but it gets cut out by Issa Diop. Here's Lafont, Max Aarons now. Issa Diop is a fantastic centre-back. Some of you guys may be thinking, why have you got him in your 4th season? The other defenders that you can have, you got Issa Diop. He's just fun. He's also a bloody cheat from set pieces. Here's Vitor. I need to learn how to pronounce this centre-back's name as well, but he's driving forward. He loves to do that. Ida, oh, he's hit the post. I've got to praise the boys. We are playing absolutely well. So it's 1-0 at half-time. Truth be told, we could be 2-3 up by now, but it's only 1-0. We've got to make sure we grab that second goal. Let's go for the second half. Here's Heddle, the goalkeeper for West Ham in the 60th minute. Dan Burn, Kurt Zuma plays it into Soucek. Ben Johnson. I wanted them to force them inside so they don't have that option on the outside. We kept getting played through constantly by them playing the ball out wide because our wingers was just very narrow when the opposition goal kick gets popular for now, so never equalised. I did say we need to score a goal, and that is literally the only opportunity, the only shot on target. I mean, that's another very typical thing in Football Manager, ain't it? The only shot on target, and of course they bury it whilst we keep missing. Here's Lavia. Issa Diop on the ball now. Plays it into Tyler Adams, the centre-back. The left side of the centre-back plays it into Vitor. Vitor to Valerie. Valerie down the line back to Vitor. Nice and patient now. Oh, over the top to Adam Ida. He's got to bury this one. Don't give him too many opportunities. Don't give Adam Ida too many opportunities because he likes to punish you. He likes to punish you. It's 2-1 now. Adam Ida. I wasn't really nervous or panicking when they did grab the equaliser. It was so undeserved and so against the run of play. Thank God we got our goal advantage again instantly after they equalised. Adam Ida absolutely broken. The dude has scored 9 goals in 7 starts so far. But last year, the man scored 38 goals in 38 games in all competitions, 34 and 32 in the league. Season before that, 26 and 30 in the Premier League. That's his debut season in the Premier League with us as well. And then, of course, in the Championship, the fella scored 39 goals in 34 starts in the Championship. Absolutely insane on this game. But it's 2-1 to Norwich. Hopefully we can grab that third goal. Here's Vitor, whips it in. It's not. Oh, here's Endrick. Oh, it's comfortable for Heddle, comfortable for the goalkeeper. And look, see what I mean about our wingers being very, very narrow. This is our left winger, this is our right winger, and it just leaves the wider players. We are trying to force them on the inside, but we're not doing a great job right now, are we? They kick it long to Pablo Fornal. Sessignon. Max Aarons intercepts. Well done, Aarons. There's Endrick. Into Tyler Adams, over the top to Max Aarons. What a pass that was from our holding midfielder. Here's Max Aarons, far post, and Vitor is cut out. What a header. Here's Endrick, Ritzy, Tyler Adams, Vitor. Oh my God, I feel a goal coming. Here's Valerie. I feel a goal coming. Here's Valerie, Tyler Adams. We're pressuring them. Here's Endrick, and it's a goal. It's offside though. He's offside. God damn it. So we are going to make a sub. We're going to get Vitor off. And we're going to bring on Rooney or Tzolis. Tzolis loves to score a goal, though. We're going to bring on Tzolis. Tzolis loves a goal. And Lavia, we are going to bring on Johannesson. And we're going to switch the two just like that, like this, like that, like this. And yeah, it's just off. It's just off. Some of you will say miles off. It's just off. Here's Valerie, loses the ball to Ben Johnson. Jared Bowen now. Kurt Zuma, here's Soucek. Kicks it long. Hopefully we win that. And yes, we do. It's a Diop. Here's Ritzy. Over the top to... He's just looking for Adam Ida. There's Endrick! Oh! That is what you get Endrick for in this game. A 25-yarder. What a screamer. Oh my God. What a go. Here's Ritzy, he plays it out wide, looking for Ida. Sesson intercepts it. Hendrick just picks up the ball, cuts inside, and howitzer in the top corner. It's 3-1 to Norwich. Ah, man, viewers have missed that. The live viewers on Twitch just missed that goal. They're not going to be happy when I replay that goal to them. But it's now Norwich City 3, West Ham. Let's hope they don't get a second consolation. Here's the goalkeeper, Lafont. Collects the ball. Lafont was very, very good in the earlier years. He's getting bad. He's starting to fumble the ball. He's starting to make mistakes for us. He was really, really solid in his first season with us. Here's Ritzy into the other. I need to learn how to pronounce his name. Hinapaki. That's definitely not it. Definitely not it. Here's to Zolis. Oh, unlucky. The ball to Ida was on. His head, the goalkeeper plays it into Kurt Zuma. They're still playing from the back. I'm surprised they're not just lobbing it forward, but they're playing it from the back, and they've got through. They're scoring again, aren't they? I knew it. They're so clinical, this game, man. They're so clinical. The goalkeeper hardly makes a save, and then we have 11 shots, man, on the target. I wish we can be as clinical as them. Here's Diop. Johannesson. Diop. Adams. Let's not lose the ball in a silly area. And we have lost the ball, but not in a silly area. Here's Johnson, kicks it down the line. Hopefully we win that, and we do. Again, we are not panicking because we know that we are strong and we can grab a goal right now. Here's to Zolis, into Valerie. Is that a pen? It's a pen. It's a pen. It's very soft, but it's a pen. I mean, they've scored 2 goals against the run of play, and it's really upsetting that they constantly do that. And the goalkeeper rarely makes the save. Rarely makes the save. There's Hendrick, and he buries it for his hat-trick. I did say Adam Ido was going to grab the 4th, but considering it's his hat-trick, it makes sense why he took the penalty. It's now Norwich 4, West Ham 2. I mean, they really didn't deserve those 2 goals, if I'm honest with you. They really didn't. I mean, statistically, maybe, possibly, but I don't believe so. And that wraps up today's game. Norwich 4, West Ham 2. Now, what we are going to do is break down the tactic and how you use it and the many tweaks that you can make. So welcome to the tactics screen, and like said, there are many different versions. Now, I possibly won't give you many different versions in the video. I'll just explain the various tweaks that you can make and the various tweaks that I made as well, rather than giving you guys a bunch of tactics. I possibly could still do it. I don't know. It's up to you guys. I don't know. But I don't know if it's going to be 1 or 5 or 6 tactics. I'm not quite sure yet. But we do have many different versions. You can see here, power. This one's called exhaust. We just have, well, the version 1, just power. And then we have version 2, which was power/engine. And you can see there's slight tweaks in all of these 4-3-3s here. This is the tactic. So in goal, we are using a sweeper keeper. On defend, that is actually fairly new in the previous versions. In previous years, we was using a standard goalkeeper, only because I'm Norwich and getting promoted into the Premier League. I didn't want my goalkeeper to be taking a risk, so I just use a standard goalkeeper. If you aren't one of the great teams in the league, you can just use a standard goalkeeper. What's the big difference? There isn't a huge difference. At left back, we are using a wing back on support. This role rarely changed, and when I mean to say the roles rarely changed, to fullbacks throughout the 3-4 years, I've always used one fullback on attack and the other a wing back on support. Whether it's the right back on fullback attack or the left back on fullback attack, it didn't really matter for me. It depended on personnel. It's more about the personnel. Now I've got an actual wing back. I can use a wing back on the left hand side, whereas before I was using Shatulo. Shatulo is not necessarily a wing back. He can't cross, he can't dribble. Therefore, I was using him as the fullback on attack. And fullback on attack is not necessarily a wing back. He's not going to get further forward and start whipping in the balls in the box. He's just going to operate further ahead. He's still going to link up nicely with the inside forward and the box-to-box midfielder. He's not going to be that individual player just trying to beat plays and get to the byline and whip it in. And then on the right-hand side, we used the wing back on support. So the balance was more like this. Shatulo on the left-hand side, fullback on attack. Max Aaron's more of the attacking guy, getting further forward, making those darting runs. And he was the wing back on support on the right-hand side. At the back and central defense, we are using a ball playing defender and one central defender. A nice balance. You got a nice ball playing, someone taking risk, progressing with the ball, bringing it out. And then the right hand side, you've got someone just playing a little bit more safe. In the championship, we took a lot more risk. We used 2 ball playing defenders because we are Norwich. We were trying to stamp our authority on the game, on the pitch. So we used 2 ball playing defenders. We could afford to do so. Moving up into holding midfield, we are using a defensive midfielder on support. This is again a new tweak. For the first 3 seasons, we were using a DLP on defend. Now, a DLP on defend is more of the creative midfielder. He is now your creative midfielder in central midfield. So if I change it to DLP on defend, he's going to hold his position, just hold his position in front of the 2 central defenders, and he's going to try and dictate the tempo and try and play make for you. When we were using a DLP on defend, we were using more direct passing and we were also taking more risk, but then we became a very, very good side. We didn't need a DM on defend. We could now use a defensive midfielder to support the play, support the other 2 central midfielders, and that is exactly what we have done. But we have asked him to hold his position, so he's not roaming and switching positions with anybody else. He's still kind of an individual in that sense that he's holding his position. He's not switching with anybody else, and he's keeping his position in that holding midfield area, but he will be supporting the 2 central midfielders. Now, moving into the 2 central midfielders, we have always used a box-to-box midfielder. I like box-to-box midfielders. I like the way they carry the ball from deep to attacking areas. You might not necessarily see them dominate your match, especially in the match engine. It's not someone that you're going to see just dominate the game, playing key passes, getting in the box, scoring long shots consistently, but he is integral to the system. He likes to get the ball from deep. He will dribble with it more, or he can take more risks. As you can see that we have asked him, and we have also asked him to stay wider because we did play with the Carrilero. The Carrilero getting wide, helping out, covering in those wider areas, but it didn't really work out in that way. So he did use a box-to-box midfielder and asked him to stay wider. This is something that you don't necessarily have to use. I might actually give it to you without it because it was more, again, more personnel, what was suited to my Norwich team at the time. Now, moving on to the attacking 3. This is where things get interesting. I say the attacking 3 is mainly the 2 wingers. The striker, he stayed as the advanced forward, if I'm completely honest with you. First season, we did play with the pressing forward to try and get our high press to be more effective. But then when we got promoted to the Premier League, we actually weren't using a high press. We were using a mid block. So we changed from a pressing forward to the advanced forward. Now, on the wingers, on the flanks, this is where things get interesting. Now we are using 2 inside forwards and I'm enjoying it, but sometimes it could lead to 20 shots, 30 shots, 33 shots, 7 on target. You only score 1. The AI is there scoring 2 goals. You think you've got AI'd, or you think you've got FM, sorry. You believe you got FM'd. Really and truly, you just weren't creating that great opportunity. And the tweak that we did, if I felt that our chances, the quality of chances were getting worse, what I did is actually changed my inside forward on attack to advanced playmaker on support, and now you're getting a wing back overlapping your advanced playmaker. This hair was absolute beautiful. This movement here was absolute beautiful, especially in the championship. And bear in mind, we had Josh Sargent as our playmaker on the flank. And then on the right-hand side, I would then switch the inside forward that's on support on attack. So now we've got inside forward on attack, advanced forward on attack, and we've got our advanced playmaker kind of keeping possession well. He's not playing those, I would say he's playing risky passes, but he's actually better in possession. He's more safe, way more safe in possession than the inside forward is. And it worked really, really well. And this helped us get some goals. And then when I felt that was dying out again, it's all about just tweaking. Again, I changed it back to inside forward on support, then back to the right-hand side, inside forward on support, sorry. On the left, inside forward on attack. And this is practically the tactic. Now, Mazzala. The Mazzala was a new tweak as well to get some nice overlapping and interchanging on the right-hand side. But we did start with a central midfielder on attack for the first 3 seasons, For the first 3 seasons, we were using a central midfielder on attack and we were using a DLP on defense. So that was our system, the player roles for the first 3 seasons. Now we are more of a good team. I felt that we can add some more risk. So we are using a defensive midfielder on support and then Mazzala on support in midfield as well. Now, if I go to my power engine, we did flirt with the inverted winger, and then here you can see as well the central midfielder on attack here. And 2 wing backs, we did play with this, but we didn't really stick with it. So now, time for the team instructions. We are using attacking. For the first 3 seasons, we were using positive. Again, now my team is better. They're more familiar with each other. We've got green links on the pitch as well. So I felt now we can shift this up to attacking, but positive is very good. Sorry, I just have to take a tea break. I'm sorry. If you know me, I love my tea. Overlaps, again, absolutely new. You know what? I am going to give you a few versions because it's not really helpful me telling you that this is a new tweak, blah, 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 blah. So I'll just give you new versions and then I will label it. I'll put V1, V2, V3, V4, so you can see kind of the progress where we started out as Norwich, not necessarily the greatest team, but then you can see as we are progressing with a team, we're making just slight tweaks to get more from certain players, but also just to kind of throw off the AI as well. We are now playing out from the back. Originally, we weren't. It was more like this, pass into space, more counter-attacking. I did make that point earlier that we're not a possession-based side. When looking at the stats, we weren't. We were passing the ball into space, and we're trying to get the wingers inside the box. We're trying to get that forward on the last man of the opposition's defense, and we were using pass into space. Now we're kind of that better team. Things are more possession-based. Things are more methodized. I've just made my own word. I'm sure that's not a word. I'm sure I've just made my own word there. Passing directness is on shorter. That was always there. The tempo is on higher. That was mainly there 90% of the times. And then on the other 10% of the times, I just dropped it down to slightly higher. But what also did work, if you notice that you are losing the ball a lot, let's say you're just taking a throw in and you've just thrown it very quickly and you thrown it to nobody, or your players are making that. You kind of saw it against West Ham, actually. We kept trying that through ball over the top. We just kept trying it. And sometimes just putting time wasting on, sometimes you're telling the players just to chill out. So time wasting is a very, very useful tweak for you to make. It's not something that I would use for 38 games, but it's something that can help you, especially during the busy periods when we get into November, December, January. Time wasting can be helpful, but so can be more discipline. That could be very helpful if you've signed a lot of players. I do this every time at the start of a season. Every time I've signed 4 or 5 players, I've got 3 new ones in the starting 11. So I tell them, actually, be more disciplined. Stop roaming around like you know each other, because in fact, you don't know each other yet. There's no need for you to be that expressive if we're not working well with each other just yet. In the final third, work the ball into the box, low crosses. That was always there. Goalkeeper in possession. These instructions always there. Distribute quickly and roll it out. Counter press. Sometimes when we were operating in the mid block, we actually did regroup to get a more solid defensive shape. Did that work all the time? No, it worked sometimes. It did work sometimes. I mean, we can go to Manchester City, get a 2-0 win, so I can show you sometimes. If I go to my schedule, last season, we went away to Manchester City. I think I've made this up. It was the season before. So as you can see, sometimes we can go to Manchester City and get a 2-1 win. We can go to Man United, get a 0-0 draw. Or we can just go to Arsenal, lose 2-0. Go to Liverpool, lose 3-2. And all truthness, this was definitely more than a 3-2 game. They absolutely hammered us. And in the season before that, if we look at the end, towards the end, again, we're going to Anfield, getting a 1-1 draw. Luckily, they scored in the 92nd minute. So sometimes it can work, and sometimes you can just get heavily dominated. Like, well, that wasn't a great example, actually, because their goalkeeper got man of the match. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's my point. And that's kind of like real life football, right? You're not going to have a system that works every single time, especially when you're playing against the players like Sancho and Salah, the great players basically on Football Manager. So yeah, we did use regroup sometimes. Counter was always on. Now, out of possession, we did operate in the mid block. For the first 2 seasons in the Premier League, we operated in the mid block. If we played a very, very weak opponent, or if we played a team that just got promoted, then of course we can just boom that to a high press. Even away games though, we did use a mid block, and we used drop off as well. So actually, for the first 3 seasons, or the first 2 seasons in the Premier League, we looked like this. In the first season in the Championship, this was it. High press, we still use drop off more. It works really, really well for us. We got promoted to the Premier League, so we dropped it to the mid block, and we was operating like this for the first 2 seasons. Now that we are a better team, we are now a solid Champions League team. I have gone for the high press. I've drop off more, and now we're actually trapping it inside. Again, similar reasons why I explained to you during that West Ham game. Sometimes when the opponents are playing out from the back, our wingers are very, very narrow, and it just allows for easy switches into the wider area. So that's the brilliant 4-3-3. It's honestly my favorite 4-3-3, if I'm honest with you, for the reasons that we can just keep tweaking. Nothing's set, nothing's plug and play, and you can just tweak it to suit a team like yours. When it comes to training, honestly, I've allowed my assistant manager just to do everything. Staff-wise, we brought in a lot of staff as well. This might be important information, which is why I'm using it or adding it into the end of this video here. So if I go to stuff, if I look at the stuff that we brought in a lot now. Something that's something that's similar with all these coaches is their personality. Like, we're just getting people that's got model citizen. We sacked off all those people that's light-hearted, balanced and stuff. Now we're getting perfectionists, driven, model professionals, model citizens, people like that. Professional here you can see as well. I didn't make those other ones. They're Carlton Car. I didn't sign that guy. Even my under 18s manager, perfectionist now. And we're trying to just do that sort of stuff. Unfortunately though, that wraps up today's video. Hopefully this video was very, very helpful. That's the main objective of these videos, to be helpful, not necessarily to give you a tactic to download. And you guys, it's literally no issue for you guys to download, but I don't want to give you guys a downloadable tactic with no information. So hopefully the information is helpful whether you download it or you don't download it. Hopefully what I'm saying helps you in your saves. What I'm going to do now is play Slovan off camera. I'm just going to play a rotated team. If we do get a heavy win or if we win, then I will show you guys the goals at the end of this video. Peace out, stay safe, don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment. I'll see you guys soon, stay safe, God bless and peace out. So, I had a feeling we was going to do it anyway, but we have smashed Slovan 4-0 away from home. Isaac Johannesson grabbing a double, a fantastic player. Vito Roik now, we can see some of the performances as well. He was an inside forward last year. He scored 22 goals in all competitions. So here's Caballero, our region. I believe he's the only region in our first team squad actually. 4 seasons in and our only region. Boy, I have changed. My team is usually filled with them. Here's Isaac Johannesson, the Mazzala, arriving inside the box. Late-ish, and it's 1-0 to Norwich. Here comes the second half now. Mateus Franco plays it out wide to Endrick. I believe that is Johannesson inside the box. Oh, it's Rooney actually. Rooney bought another fantastic winger, and Isaac Johannesson smashes it in. Here's Rooney now coming inside, plays it to Satulo out wide. A lovely pass to Vito Roik, and what a finish. He's another very talented player. And for the final and fourth goal, it seems like all goals are counter-attacks. Here's Johannesson, plays it over the top to Tzolis. And like I said, in the West Ham game, this guy loves a goal. He loves a goal. Let's just look at him before we leave. In the first season, this fella scored 14 goals and 10 assists as well. And then we got promoted to the Premier League. Obviously, his numbers dropped, but he was still very effective. 5 goals, 10 assists in all comps. And now this season, he's got 4 and 4 in all comps with 3 assists. So that wraps up today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I will see you guys soon. Stay safe. God bless. Peace out. Bloop.